Hello and welcome to Model Kit Beginner. Those of you who have just seen my update know obviously it's coming. The vintage bike kit. There you have it. It is from F-Toys. It's in 1 to 24. It's a Kawasaki 900 Super 4 750 RS, as you can read quite nicely by yourself over here. But it is really interesting. First of all, to give you an idea of the size, let me take something which you know the size, which everybody knows the size of. Here we go. Tamiya Extra Thin. Right. So Tamiya Extra, so 2 1/3 the height of Tamiya Extra Thin. So it's a short one. It's a little small box. It's from F-Toys right over here. It has different versions of the very same Kawasaki at the 8 to be exact. I think this is volume 8. It is indeed volume 8, and that is what it looks like. And all I can tell you what's on the box is color variation all 8 type. That's what is written on here. Then what's written on here, you're welcome to read yourself, those of you who can. It's pretty much the same on all sides. And in front we have this, the F-Toys. And on the inside, it's all kind of welded into a plastic tray. So I would suggest we go down to the bench and have a look what is in that plastic. As you can see, I haven't opened it up. I waited for you guys. So we open it up together and we have a look. But before we do that, let's pop over to ScaleMates and have a quick look what they say about it. And here we are. We are with the Vintage Bike Kit Volume 8 Kawasaki 900 Super 4 750 RS. What do we find on ScaleMates? Well, no surprises here for me, because I am the one who made the entry at ScaleMates. There wasn't one for this particular kit. So you know you have a kit which is not very popular if you don't find it on ScaleMates. Anyway, so you can see that mine is from 2016. No, apparently the number 1 is from 2016. I'm not too sure because mine says 2015 on the box. Yeah, let's have a look at this one, which has been done by somebody else. This was the Volume 1 Vintage Bike Kit. Here we go, gives you an idea. And there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, which still needs to be uploaded. And then obviously we have the Volume 8, which we uploaded over here. It is from 2015, and don't ask me who F-Toys is, because I've never heard of them before. Everybody I talked to said, who? And yeah, so it's not very well known. But here you are. That's what ScaleMate has to say about it. And I would suggest that we get the towel out of my mouth and then pop down to the bench and see what is in that tiny box. See you there. And here we are, down at the bench with the Vintage Bike Kit Kawasaki Super 4 750 RS. We certainly have a look what's in the box, because what is on the box is not much which is legible to mere mortals like most of us. And here you see the 8 Kawasaki's which they have in this particular series. If they have series other bikes, that's entirely possible. I just don't know. Right, so let's see, how do we open this up so we do not lose everything? It's probably the best to open up the top over here. What do you think? Something like that, something like here. Yeah, this is kind of plastic which will cut you into pieces. So of course I will have to put it into its own package once unpacked. Here we go. Fumble, fumble. I'm not sure I'm going to leave all of this in the video, but here we are. Who has a model in a blister pack? Really? Well, that's toy size. Here we go, and then we have what is this? You see that there? What is that? Look, some brake pads and other small parts, which I will not unpack. Here you go. You see there are brake pads in here, there are light covers in here, and lights. Right, that's all in here, so that's in this little pot, and I will leave that here. And then we will have a look what's here in this particular box. There certainly are decals. Can have a look at those quickly. Not exactly cartograph. Are they decals or are they stickers? Now there are decals, and they have a little protective layer on top, which I like a lot. Come over here, show the people the decals. Here you are. These are the 124 decals for the 124 bike. Here we go. That's pretty cool. Did it come with an instruction sheet? Oh, you bet it did. Here we go. Vintage bike kit. There it is. See, not much to read, and this is the instruction sheet. Here we go. That's the whole bang shoot. That's what you get out of it. So it's basically getting parts together. There you see all the sprues, and I think we should have a closer look at those sprues. Right over here. We start. Let's do that faster. We start with. Let's put everything, maybe take everything out at once here. Here we go. Whether I ever get that back into that box is a question for the ages. There is something here, which I'm not sure what it is. Okay. Stand, maybe? I don't know. It looks like a plastic cone which goes in there somewhere, so that's very interesting. Then we have a sprue here, and you see the parts are all pre-painted. It obviously doesn't mean you cannot unpaint them and paint them yourself. That is obviously entirely up to you. And if we look a little bit closer, do we have lots of, obviously where they have been connected over there, you need either do a very good touch-up or you just need to and rechrome them. That is entirely up to you. This here on top seems to be the indicators. Yeah. Interesting. That's as well. So if you cut them off the sprue, obviously the plastic will shine through. So not too sure what we're going to do about this. You'll probably have to either touch it up or rechrome it. Then here we have the side covers. We have the handlebar right over here. Let's have a look. That's pretty cool. We have headlight right over here. Other parts here, part of the suspension over here. And this, I'm not sure. Ah, this is a brake pedal. Right over there. Here you go. Then we have a chrome sprue, which mainly consists of exhaust parts. So these are the exhausts, and looking at them you will see that they all have a beautiful seam right all the way, which is not what you want. So we'll probably have to, if you build that, you might consider dechroming this, and that's let's just get down the camera and dechroming this and cleaning it up and rechroming it. That probably would be the prudent way to work this particular one and some of the others. Then we have wheel covers right over here, fenders if you want so. There you go. There is no there's one piece, so that you could use it like that if that's what you want to do, or if you want to have a more shiny chrome, because this is not really a shiny chrome. It's more a matte kind of finish. Anyway, that's what you can do with that. Then we have, this is part of the fork. Here we go, with the dampers included. Shock absorbers, that was the word I'm after. Shock absorbers included. Find that over here. You have the tail, little rear part which you see behind the seat of the bike. Interesting color, they have this olive color. Yeah, it's not the color which they have on the box itself, which you might have heard just because there they have it in red. So why do we have it here in an olive green? Can't answer you. We have the seats right over here. Everything is tiny. Now that certainly needs a little bit of a tender loving care, and then you can just repaint it. We have another piece of fender over here. Here you go. That looks like the front fender, if I have to guess. We have the tank, also in this beautiful olive green. There we go. The finish is rather rough, so yeah, you might want to do that over. Just sand it down and do it over. If you can look here in the light, you see we have a bit of orange peel going on. Not what you want. And then we have wheels. Looks like the rear wheel. Not bad for the scale. Tire is removable if you want to, but obviously you don't want to, so I just put this properly back right over here, if at all possible. Otherwise I will have to have a look what's going on here, because this doesn't look right. Let's take the tires off. Yeah, this looks, if you look inside the tires, that groove is a lot smaller than this, so this needs some adaptation to make sure that the tire fits properly. And I would assume the same applies to the front wheel. That maybe you have half a chance. The tire itself, not too bad. Bit of a seam in the middle, but that can be looked at. There's the front tire, certainly not as nice and shiny as the back tire. So also there you might want to have a go. Let's have a look at those wheels here. The front wheel, if it would go on properly. I don't know, as if they only want to have one nice side and the other side they don't really care about. Yeah, that certainly needs some looking at. I can tell you that for nothing. Something is not quite right here. Right, so tire fitment is certainly an issue here. And then we have the frame with a movable rear suspension and engine already built in. Yeah, so if you want to repaint that, you have your work cut out. I can tell you that for nothing. Certainly weather it. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, interesting little kit. It certainly will challenge you with some of the things they're having, especially the tires. So maybe warm water or whatever. So there, some adaptation will have to be done with the tires to get them to fit properly. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This was the bench section of the kit review of the Kawasaki 900 Super 4 750 RS from F-Toys. And let's go back upstairs and have some final words on this. So here we are, back upstairs. We don't need that light anymore. Here we go. And with this particular kit here, yeah, I haven't got everything back yet. Will take some work. But interesting little kit. Love the size. Obviously, you can use it for a diorama. And everything looks kind of okay. Some of the plastic you want to, dechrome or decolor and then redo it. And just to get rid of some of the marks and some of the seams. And the tires are really bothering me. Here we have them again. I just don't get them to fit properly. So get them to look alright from one side, but then they look horrific from the other. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. That might be a weak point of the kit. It certainly is now. Let's wait until I maybe put them into warm water, let them soften up a bit, and maybe that will do the trick. Otherwise, a very interesting little kit. As I said, pre-painted, and you might want to redo that. We saw some orange peeling on the tank there, which is not obviously what people want. I certainly don't. And so you might want to have a look at that. Also gives you a chance to put the decals on before you clear coat. So that's obviously awesome. And that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly thought it's a very unusual kit. Something different for sure. And hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. And greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.